All right, waiting for the thing. Welcome to Bracket Batches, the podcast where we take a bracket of 32, 64, 128 or more and banter our way down to a winner. I am your lovely host this week, and this is Shanna.
Hi, everybody. I am Shanna, one of the amazing hosts of three different shows on the I Did Not Make These Rankings podcast network. First, we have Crime Rewind, and I co host that with Amanda. And then we have Literature Reapers, which I co host with Amanda and my homie Casey. And then I'll let him talk about An Evening at the Movies because that's his baby.
And of course,
That
Casey.
is my big baby, but not my proudest baby though, because we're still beating a dead horse over this one. I am the host of one of the three hosts of the number one ranked literature review podcast on Good Pods. Thank you very much. Literature Reapers is ranked number one currently as we speak. Um, I,
Woo!
I am also the host of An Evening at the Movies with Amanda and Shanna as well. Um, Both shows we take a book or a movie, break it down, talk about it, have fun. It's a great time. Everybody should come on and listen and or be a guest on the show. It is a lot of fun. It is a lot of shenanigans, and the girls, I can't take them anywhere with me. Let's just be honest.
And we are the bastards running this thing. This week we're doing kind of a crossover brand type thing where we brought in Literature Reapers because we are talking books to movies. These are all movies that were originally books and then they changed over and everything else. I actually just got done reading a book that they turned into a TV show, and it is totally different. And it bothers me because the characters, like I absolutely hated the character in the book, and then I watched the TV show, and I'm sitting there like, no, she was in the right on this one type thing, and it just pisses me off. So
Are you
there's
going to
that.
tell us what it was?
Oh, I just got done reading Little Fires Everywhere.
Oh, okay. I think I've read that but not seen the show.
It has Reese Witherspoon and Kerry Washington in it,
Yeah.
and I not not being African American, I'm not going to say that I can even fathom where Kerry Washington's character is coming from because they bring race into it and race relations and everything else as well. So I can't even fathom that direction. But the legality and everything else going on is like she does come off as a bad stereotype and character and everything else
Yeah.
when it comes to that. But uh, I'm only like 4 episodes into the show though, so maybe it's like a Sons of Anarchy type thing where she's doing bad things for the greater good, and it actually turns out to be good. But that's neither here nor there. But we do only have the three people here today, so we were starting with me, and we have To Kill a Mockingbird versus The Birds. To Kill a Mockingbird is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's the number one courtroom drama, followed closely by A Few Good Men of all time on the IMDb rankings. I believe we give IMDb crap a lot of the times, but I think they got this one right. To Kill a Mockingbird gets my vote. Shanna.
I'm going to go with that one too.
Casey.
And why not? Let's start out with a sweep and announcing that next month on Literature Reapers we will be discussing To Kill a Mockingbird as our viewers' choice book of the month.
Which I have never read.
It's the movie's better. It really is. It's a long book, and it's Granted, I read it in high school, which probably made it worse. But
I haven't seen the movie either.
Shanna
It's
starts
not
us off.
Spare room, Shanna.
Shanna starts us off on this one. We have Field of Dreams, that oddly enough I did not know was an '80s movie, versus Of Mice and Men.
I'm going Steinbeck.
So Of Mice and Men gets a vote on that one. Casey.
I have not read Field of Dreams. I've seen the movie, love the movie. But as far as the fact that we're talking adaptations, it has to be Steinbeck. That's a classic movie. It's a classic book.
As long as
Yeah.
it is the Gary Sinise, um, John
John Malkovich.
Malkovich adaptation. But then I always get Lenny confused with the dude from Sling Blade when I see it in my head.
Taters.
Oh,
Taters and rabbits.
Mice and Men will be moving on. I'm going to give it to Field of Dreams. I'm an Iowan. Field of Dreams is filmed in Iowa. I'm going to give it its props. So it's not a sweep. It's only 2-1. Speaking of sweeps and stuff like that, it shouldn't be a problem on this show. To shout out Dre, by the way, I did make these rankings. So, and if you do not like these rankings, there is something known as a "fuck you, Freddie," which the current episode on that is actually up to past 20 minutes already, and that will be released on January 20th next year for my birthday. If there is something on here that you do not like and whatever, just go ahead and tell me to fuck off. It's absolutely fun thing to do, but your retort will be recorded history. So
and
make
also,
sure for legal
I'm
reasons.
Gonna expand on your idea here, Freddie. But if you would like to use the hashtag FYF and send Freddie your fuck you messages on his Facebook page, and then he could make a compilation video to play as well, and it could just be an all-encompassing good time of making fun of Freddie.
That would be kind of fun, to be honest. Or if you want to tell me to fuck off in person, just go ahead and be a guest on the show.
Yes, it makes it way more fun.
It does. It's a lot more fun. Another rule partaking in that is the blowing of loads or the final swing. We have we vote round robin style, as you can tell already. But if you are one of the first people to vote, do not want to be one of the first people to vote, you can go ahead and blow your load or use your final swing and vote last. If somebody else blows their load or use your final swing in your same turn, you are voting directly before them, so on and so forth. And anything else we will get to. Shanna started that one off, so Casey starts this one off. We have The Hunger Games, the first one, versus Chamber of Secrets, or Harry Potter 2.
Shit. Not quite a fuck you, Freddie, but shit.
Freddie said specifically the individual movie. I've been on record before on An Evening at the Movies as saying Chamber of Secrets is not my favorite movie in that franchise at all. Where Hunger Games,
the first
probably
one is the best.
Deserves. I'm gonna go with The Girl on Fire. Hunger Games.
Hunger Games gets a vote.
That.
Hunger Game gets that vote. I'm going to give it to Chamber of Secrets on this one, simply because Jess, who unfortunately cannot be here today, was the one who decided to put that one in there because I was, oddly enough, a movie short. Actually, I wasn't a movie short, but she's the one that chose that particular Harry Potter movie because there's fucking 8 of them. So that's why Chamber of Secrets in there, which means it's a tie-breaking decision coming down to Shanna. Is it Chamber of Secrets or Hunger Games?
I kind of feel like you're putting the worst of one up against the best of the other. So
I didn't pick it.
Yeah. I'm going to go Hunger Games.
My favorite Potter movie has got to be the Goblet of Fire. It's also the longest book, but it's the best
also
movie
the one where shimmering vampires get killed.
Which one is it that has the tri-cup?
Goblet of Fire.
That's Goblet of Fire. I thought so. So.
It's the one where the shimmering vampire gets killed.
Yeah, and his dad's like, "That's my boy."
Hunger Games moves on. 2-1. Next up, I start us off, and we have Jumanji, the original Jumanji, the Robin Williams Jumanji, versus another Robin Williams classic, Aladdin. from the 1001 Tales back in the day. I'm gonna go with Aladdin on this one. To be honest, that's a movie I can watch multiple times over. Jumanji is something that I kind of have to be in the mood to watch, but I'm a huge Disney fan, so kind of goes on that one. Shanna, is it Aladdin or Jumanji? Original to both.
I would have to say that because you had to tell us what book it was from, tells me a lot of people don't make that correlation, so I'm gonna go with Jumanji.
You son of a bitch.
which
Aww.
which made this a tie-breaking decision. Coming down to Casey, is it Jumanji or Aladdin? Robin Williams, either. No matter what, we'll be moving on and we'll be losing in this matchup.
Hashtag check out an evening at the movies Robin Williams memorial bracket.
Yep.
That we still haven't technically announced the winner of yet. So I'm going to go ahead and let Freddie get the scoop, and because this is probably, besides airing live, not going to air that soon. But hashtag Aladdin lost to Mrs. Doubtfire in the finals. I'm going to go with Jumanji.
Jumanji goes on 2-1 to the next round. Shanna starts us off on this one. We have The Color Purple versus Cool Hand Luke.
Oh, easy. Color Purple.
We'll be getting Shanna's vote on that one. Casey?
Purple.
Purple. I'm going to give it a sweep on that one. It's a very touching movie. I do like Cool Hand Luke, but The Color Purple is just it's a good movie going against a great movie.
The only thing I know about Cool Hand Luke is what they talk about in The Negotiator when they're talking about you don't know if he's dead when he's riding off into the sunset. Like, that's it for me. I didn't know there was a book, and I've never seen the movie.
Well, so have you ever heard the line, what we have here is a failure to communicate?
Yeah, I thought that was from Die Hard.
No, that's from Cool Hand Luke.
Well, realistically, that's from a lot of movies.
Yeah.
I should have only eaten half a gummy.
I'm telling you, people, you can't take her anywhere with you.
Casey starts us off. We have a James Bond classic with Goldfinger versus Hunt for Red October.
Ooh.
Hashtag fuck you, Freddie.
Oh, Fife. Sounds very German.
Bond versus Tom Clancy. Oh, Goldfinger.
Goldfinger gets a vote. You know what? I could give two shits less on this one. I'm not a Clancy fan. I'm not a Bond fan. Although Sean Connery was the best Bond out of all of them.
Oh,
just
dude.
I say. But so I'm gonna give it to Goldfinger, which means it's going to be a tie-breaking decision coming down to Shanna. Is it Goldfinger or Hunt for Red October?
Dude, Sean Connery back in the day. Whoo. I'm going Hunt for Red October.
Well, I mean, technically, Sean Connery was in both freaking movies.
Yeah.
Dude, my dog just fucking farted and it smells like Dinty Moore.
Oh, Jesus.
Awful.
That's not a sponsor. Probably never going to be now.
It's real rich.
I start us off on this one. We're going down to a kids section right now, and we have How the Grinch Stole Christmas, 1966, versus the original 101 Dalmatians. I like 101 Dalmatians, but it's also one of those movies I can only watch during certain times. I don't care that How the Grinch Stole Christmas is a Christmas classic. It's not even a movie. It's only like 26
but the Jim
minutes long.
Carrey one, though.
Yeah, I was going with the original one on this one. So,
Oh, okay.
so going from original cartoon to cartoon, How the Grinch Stole Christmas will be getting my vote on this one, and I'm unhappy, but I'm happy about it as well. Shanna, 101 Dalmatians or How the Grinch Stole Christmas?
Like the only way are you talking about like the animated Disney book, or was there a different book?
For 101 Dalmatians?
Yeah.
There is a different book that had a whole bunch of collections of stuff that Disney and other creators came out with. I can't name it. I really should have wrote all this stuff down in notes, but
Okay, because I was like
doing other things.
you know how they make a Disney movie and then they have like a correlating like little golden book. I didn't know if that's what we were talking about as far as the book version, or if there was like another origin story for 101 Dalmatians.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know why I asked all of that, because I was gonna go with the Grinch anyway, but I just gonna sit back down. I stood up for that one because I was real excited.
How the
Sit down before you
Grinch
fall
Stole
down.
Christmas gets another vote. Casey, is it that or 101 Dalmatians?
Sweep, 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 sweep.
In a sweep, Grinch moves on to the next round. Shanna starts this one off. We have The Wizard of Oz versus Chronicles of Narnia.
I gotta blow my load.
Oh, damn you.
Shanna has decided to blow her load in this one. Means Casey.
Yeah, we've had this discussion numerous times again on An Evening at the Movies. One of my top 4 favorite movies of all time is The Wizard of Oz, so it will get my vote.
And I will, just to piss off Shanna on this one, I'm going to go Chronicles of Narnia.
Good, that's the way I was hoping it would go. Chronicles of Narnia.
It's one of those things I don't care about either one. Like, I like Wizard of Oz, but I like Chronicles of Narnia too. So
The reason
I'm happy
I
either
picked
way.
Chronicles is because that was kind of an experience. That's what kicked off the tradition of book club with my daughter, where we would read a book together, and then when the movie came out, we would go and make like this big evening of it, where we would see it in the theater and we'd have fancy dinner. You know, like it was a whole thing, and it really engaged her in reading. So that is why. I mean, it's the memories that go with the Chronicles for me too.
Chronicles moves on 2-1. We'll be right back right after this break. Do you guys want to do ads today or no?
Oh, for sure.
All right. You guys want to wait or go now?
I can go now with Crime Rewind.
Feel free.
Go ahead.
Sometimes the internet and podcasts are inundated with the same old thing. Same stories, same outcomes, same topics. What if we offered you a true crime option that allowed you to hear about cases you've never heard of or completely forgot about? Listen to Amanda and I talk about cold, old, and often untold cases on Crime Rewind every Tuesday, wherever you get your true crime pod fix.
Casey, you want to go or you want to wait?
I'll wait till next time.
I'm a hard act to follow.
I started singing along.
It's like not even a real song, but yet we both knew where we were going with it.
Because it's true. All right. Welcome back for the second half of round one, and Shanna starts us off. And we are going, for my namesake today, Mr. Inconceivable, we have The Princess Bride versus Pride and Prejudice.
I thought you were going to say Freddie got fingered.
Not a book, but
I'm gonna go Princess Bride.
Princess Bride gets a vote. Casey?
Yes, it is The Princess Bride.
In a sweep.
Incidentally, the illustrated version of the Princess Bride book is amazing.
I've read the book, the William Golding book. I don't like the book, but I love the movie. So it's kind of a weird thing. But then again, Pride and Prejudice, I don't like the book or the movie.
I love the movie, just not the book.
So
But I could look at Hugh Dancy like all the time.
Princess Bride moves on to the next round. Casey starts us off. And we
And
have
Keira Knightley.
The Help versus Gone with the Wind.
Wow.
Oh.
Fucking Shanna.
He done fucked me up.
Yeah, screw it. I'm gonna blow my load.
Wow. Both blowing a load in the first round.
We're old. We need to, or else we're gonna die.
Right.
Well, you lasted 20 minutes. I mean, lasted longer than Shayna did. So
If I last 20 minutes, that's a good night for me.
yeah. I see. Here's the issue with me. I've seen Gone with the Wind. Movie wise, I've read the book. I don't like either one of them. But with The Help, I've never seen, and I've never read the book either. I just haven't had the ability yet. It's on my short list currently. But I've heard so many good things about The Help. So I'm going to go with the crowd on this one. And I'm going to hopefully think that they would go with The Help. Like, in general, not going off of namesake alone, but going off of actual movie and book partitions. So Help gets my vote. Shanna.
I have seen both The Help and Gone with the Wind, and I have read both as well. And the Gone with the Wind book is my number one favorite book of all time. And every year I watch Gone with the Wind on Memorial Day because my mom and dad were always off that day together. So we'd watch it, as a family, and that was our tradition. So I'm going to go with Gone with the Wind.
Speaking of Gone with the Wind, too, we're doing a movie quotes bracket in January coming up. And the number one seed in that one is from Gone with the Wind. And it is, Frankly, My Dear, I Don't Give a Damn.
And that is like the best line because you're like, he got you, bitch.
He's like, fuck you. I'm not going to deal with you at all. But speaking of fucking people over, Casey, you are left with a tie-breaking decision after blowing your load.
Yeah. I'm going to use the fact that also it is An Evening at the Movies' favorite hose, favorite movie as well, to help me make my decision. And we'll go with Gone with the Wind.
Hashtag hi, CA. That sounds like a drink from the 80s.
Hi, CA.
It's just add an A at the end of high C.
Drinking high C and dropping acid.
Oh.
You got Shanna's attention now.
You throwing some potato salad? Oh, dude.
Tater salad.
Taters and bunnies.
Gone with the Wind moves on. We'll be facing a classic. Both of those are 2-1. Princess Bride also moved on at 3-0. We'll be facing another sweep in the next round. I start this one off, and we have Les Mis versus Freaky Friday. The what's her face from Halloween version of that.
Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay
Thank you.
Lohan.
Yeah,
Okay,
I can see your face.
Yeah.
Apparently, it was melting. So I'm gonna go with Les Mis. Though I am a fan of musicals. I always have been, and in this particular category, because I broke it down from it was like old movies, kids movies, adult movies. Not that type of adult movie. and cartoons or something along those lines. And the other two are going to be next week, but these are old movies and kids movies. Les Mis is not a kids movie, but it was the odd man out, so it will be getting my vote. Shanna.
I'm gonna go Freaky Friday. That movie was such a good time.
Freaky Friday gets a vote, which means Casey is another tie-breaking decision. Is it Freaky Friday or Les Mis?
Just to be different, Freaky Friday.
Taters
I love
and
both
rabbits,
movies, but
taters and rabbits. That's really catchy.
2-1. Moves on to the next round. Next up, Shanna starts us off. We have The Fault in Our Stars versus Charlotte's Web.
I loved The Fault in Our Stars as a movie. Hated the book. Hated it. Everything about it. I just, no. So I'm going to go. Wait, what?
It's Fault in Our Stars or Charlotte's Web.
Oh, Charlotte's Web. I'm going Charlotte's Web.
Oh, that gummy!
Say no to
that gummy's taking effect, dude. Like Charlotte's Web gets a vote. Casey.
I love Templeton. He's so cute. Reminds me of my dog.
oh my god, yeah, Charlotte's Web
Gets another one. I'm gonna give it to Charlotte's Web too. I love Fault in Our Stars. The book. I don't like the movie. Which is the weird thing about that though. People give movies coming off of books to movies a lot of crap. The Fault in Our Stars is actually one of those books to movies adaptations that kept it pretty freaking close.
Like there's a couple.
Yeah,
it doesn't happen very often, but they did keep it really close.
But I
to that one, and I appreciate that.
I think the reason that I didn't like the book is because so much of the movie is portrayed by expression and body language. Like their bodies and their faces are saying something that you just can't read about. So I think it didn't convey to me the same as the book to the movie. So that's why I didn't like the book as much, is because it's hard to express that kind of emotion verbally, like reading it secondhand. I want to see it.
Casey starts us off on this one. We have The Graduate versus Grapes of Wrath.
Shit. Man.
Well, shit. In honor of Dre's fiance, here's to you, Mrs. Robinson.
Graduate gets a vote.
The Graduate.
I'm gonna go with The Graduate as well. I'm not gonna press the tie-breaking decision onto Shannon. I've already done that once. Shannon, is it Graduate, Grapes of Wrath?
I have to give it to Grapes of Wrath. I can't let it go out without at least one vote.
Whatever.
2-1. I start us off. We have one of Harvey's favorite movies, if not Harvey's favorite movie. We have The Godfather versus Goodfellas.
Oh, that sharp intake of air dried my throat out.
Say it, Shanna. Say it.
Fuck you, Freddie.
That was almost musical. I'm going to go with Goodfellas on this one because I'm pretty sure you two are going to be going for Godfather. I want to give Goodfellas a vote just because, to be perfectly honest, watching Goodfellas over watching Godfather, I'd much rather watch Goodfellas. Just because I think it's a better time. But I think Godfather is probably a better movie, but I watch movies to escape from the world that I have, so I'd much rather have it be lighthearted than the one I already have, and I have a pretty lighthearted life. So I'm going to go there. Goodfellas gets my vote. Shanna.
I'm going to have to go with Goodfellas as well, because The Godfather is so serious, but Goodfellas has an element of humor to it.
Do I look like a clown to you?
You know? So I gotta go Goodfellas. It's probably it is in my top 5 favorite movies of all time.
Goodfellas gets a vote and takes out Godfather. Casey, what is your vote?
Definitely these two are in my top 3 favorite mob movies of all time. So I will reiterate what Shanna said. Fuck you, Freddy. Yeah.
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 Yeah, it's The Godfather's not going to get swept out of this. So The Godfather.
Goodfellas moves on 2-1. Shanna starts us off. We're back in the kids section. We have Alice in Wonderland from Disney versus Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
I'm gonna go Willy Wonka.
Willy Wonka gets a vote. Casey?
Wonka.
Gets another one. I'm going to go with Alice in Wonderland. It is my wife's favorite movie of all time. She has a couple of Alice in Wonderland tattoos even dedicated to it. But
How did she
Willy
feel
Wonka,
about the live action ones? Did she like those too, or was it something about the animated one that kind of?
I mean, I don't know how she feels about it because we don't really talk a lot about movies because she's the type of person who's like, it's a movie. I'm like, okay, that's.
I kind of felt like the live action tainted my feelings about Alice in Wonderland, because when I watched the Disney animated one, it is kind of cheerful with the bright colors and but then it didn't transition that way to the movie because everything wasn't it Tim Burton that did it?
Yeah,
The
you can tell by the
crackheads.
people in the movie, but
Yeah, the crackheads. They look like crackheads, all of them, in a dingy world.
Casey starts us off, and it's going to be our last one in this particular side of the bracket. We have How to Train Your Dragon versus Shrek.
Oh, God. This is so unfair.
Shrek.
Shrek gets a vote. I'm not trying to put this onto you, Shannon,
yes,
but
you are. Oh, yes, you are.
Toothless was going to be before we ended up not adopting him, a pet name for a dog that we were going to have. So
I thought you were going to say it was one of your kids. I was like, those teeth will grow in.
No, but I've been bit by my kid a couple times, so I guarantee you that might be a nickname later on. How to Train Your Dragon versus Shrek. Shanna, you get final vote, but with final vote, you get the third rule that I did not mention at the beginning of the show, but both of you know about it, so I didn't have a problem with it. And that is, if you are faced with a tie-breaking decision and we already know who's going to be facing the next round, you get the opportunity to know who it will be facing. Do you want this option?
I do.
It is either Shrek or How to Train Your Dragon going against Chronicles of Narnia next round.
Oh, either is my worst nightmare. No. How to Train Your Dragon, which is also a really good name for porn.
I can hardly write the I'm laughing too hard.
Tell me I'm wrong.
I mean that should be another way of saying potty training.
Let's go talk about How to Train Your Dragon. That would build the kid up too.
It really would.
That would get them so amped for the rest of their life. I got a dragon.
Like, look, dragging around, it just happens. I didn't. I haven't had an edible on this one, so I am not worried about that. Well, How to Train Your Dragon moves on, facing Chronicles of Narnia next round. We'll be right back right after this break. You guys already did your ads. Do you guys have another ad to do, or no?
I haven't done mine.
You guys
I
have
haven't done
multiple
mine yet.
shows, so. Oh, you haven't. Okay.
I'm the only one that's done one for Crime Rewind.
Okay. Yeah,
Because I can't
wrote
follow
down that
Shanna.
you did. No, I wrote down that you blew your load, and I didn't. I just looked at that one instead of the column that I should have been on. So.
Oh, okay, I'll forego doing an ad if I can have my load back.
No. Doesn't work that way. You can't suck your load back in.
That would cause such a pee-pee fart.
Oh dear Lord. Okay, I'm ready whenever.
Feel free, dude.
All right. So we interrupt this episode of Bracket Bastards to bring you an advertisement for the greatest movie and literature review podcast on the interwebs, An Evening at the Movies and Literature Reapers. Each week we break down the greatest movies of all time and discuss them, or monthly we break down some of the greatest books of all time. Not always. Thank you, Shanna.
I do what I
Books
can
and
for
discuss them.
humanity.
And we discuss them, deep dive, review, and rate. Tune in and check us out if you want to be a part of the show. Get a hold of myself, Amanda, or Shanna. We are always willing to have amazing guests on the show. We will be having our first guest on Literature Reapers coming up here in 2 months. So check that out as well. Back to you, Freddie.
You know, for that book, I catch a lot of shit, but you can't have
You're
rainbows
going
without
to.
the shit. You can't. You can't appreciate rainbows without shit.
I don't
That book
associate the
was
two.
horrible.
It was bad, but
Anyway, I am Freddie Fisher. I am the host of the Recasting Call, where we take old movies, bringing in new favorites. The next movie we're doing is American Pie. The last movie, Blazing Saddles, will be out on August 31st. So make sure to go ahead and check out the Bastards location on Spotify and see what our picks for that one was. And if you want to be a guest on that one, go ahead and let me know. We'll figure it out. Welcome back for round two. It looks like Casey will be starting us off, and we have To Kill a Mockingbird win in a sweep last round versus Princess Bride, another sweep last round.
Damn it! Why the hell did I blow my load in the first round? To Kill a Mockingbird.
So you need that Tai Chi shit that just kind of me and Tentric or whatever the hell it is. I'm gonna go with Princess Bride. It's one of my top 5 movies of all time, if not my number 1 movie of all time. Gets my vote. Shanna, Princess Bride, To Kill a Mockingbird.
Casey, you know him better than I do. Which way do you think Dre would vote?
Oh.
See, this is where it gets fucked up because Dre is the reason why we're doing To Kill a Mockingbird next month on Reapers. But Dre also likes to take The Princess Bride and fuck with Emily on it because she cannot stand the movie.
Yeah.
So he'll use it as a betting tool so that when he wins, she has to sit down and watch it. Flip a coin, honestly. Probably Princess Bride.
Me too. I'm going Princess Bride.
Princess Bride moves on 2-1 to the next round. I start this one off. We have Hunger Games versus Freaky Friday. I voted against Freaky Friday last round, and I also voted against Hunger Games last round as well. But I am going to go for Hunger Games on this one. Of the 2 movies, I actually think it's a better movie as well. And I've read Hunger Games the book. I've never read Freaky Friday the book, unfortunately. So the Hunger Games will be getting my vote. Shanna.
I'm going to have to go. I love Hunger Games, the book and the movie. It's another one of those where I would, do dinner and a movie with my daughter. Every time the new movie would come out, we'd read the book together. So I got to go Hunger Games.
Gets to vote. Casey.
Yes. Hunger Games.
3-0. Hunger Games. Moves on to the next round. Shanna starts this one off. We have The Color Purple versus The Graduate.
Color Purple.
Gets a vote. Casey.
Purple.
I'm going to go with Color Purple as well. Moves on in a sweep. Casey starts this one off. We have Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory versus How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Wonka.
Gets a vote. I'm gonna go with Grinch. I'd much rather I can watch the Grinch over and over and over again. The original How the Grinch Stole Christmas and the You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch is still one of my favorite Christmas songs.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's not technically a Christmas song, it's just a Christmas character song. Much like Frosty the Snowman is not a Christmas song. Type thing. It will be getting my vote. Shanna, finish this out. Is it Grinch or Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory?
It will also be the Grinch for me. For the same reason you said. I watch it every year multiple times and never get bored of it. And I read the book every year and never get bored of it.
How the Grinch Stole Christmas moves on 2-1. I start this one off, and we have Of Mice and Men versus Gone with the Wind.
Shit.
Both of these are 2-1 matchups last round. I will be going with Of Mice and Men on this one. Whatever version it is, I love that book. I really do. It's a good book. It's actually a lot more underrated than it should be, and it kind of ticks me off. So, Shanna, Of Mice and Men or Gone with the Wind?
I have to go with Gone with the Wind.
Which means it is a tie-breaking decision coming down to Casey. Casey, we have the matchup for the next round. Do you want to know who it is?
Yeah.
Either Of Mice and Men or Gone with the Wind will be going against The Princess Bride in the quarterfinals.
Do the right thing, Casey. I'll sacrifice Gone with the Wind.
Oh God, both of them are great. This sucks.
I've been told that.
Gone with the Wind.
Of Mice and Men is Gone with the Wind on this one. Gone with the Wind moves on to the next round to face Princess Bride. 2-1 to the next round. Shanna starts us off, and we have Jumanji versus Charlotte's Web.
Charlotte's Web.
Gets a vote. Casey.
Charlotte's Web.
I will also be giving it to Charlotte's Web as well. My when Beckett was born, our son, I really wanted a girl, and we had a name picked out. It was going to be Charlotte. We were going to call her Charlie, which is a family name as well. And I've always loved the book Charlotte's Web. It's still on my. If I ever get the opportunity to buy certain books, I have multiple copies of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, of If You Give a Mouse a Cookie, the Places You Will Go, stuff like that. I have multiple copies, and Charlotte's Web is one of those books that I actually have multiple copies of because I want to save it for when my kids have kids.
Mm-hmm.
So 3-0, Charlotte's Web moves on to the next round. Casey starts us off, and we have Hunt for Red October versus Goodfellas.
You're muted.
Can't hear you, sir. There you go.
Goodfellas.
Goodfellas gets a vote. I'm gonna go with Goodfellas too. I'm a fan of the movie. I've never read the book, but I'm a huge fan of the movie. Shanna.
The book is called Nice Guys. No, really, it is.
I know. I just think it's funny.
Oh, or Wise Guys. I'm sorry, Wise Guys. But I'm gonna go on Goodfellas.
In a 3-0 sweep, Goodfellas moves on. Last up in round 2, I start us off. We have Shanna's favorite matchup. We have the Chronicles of Narnia versus How to Train Your Dragon. Chronicles of Narnia it's a good series. It's a good movie. But I love How to Train Your Dragon, and plus, even though my son is 90% done with potty training, I'm going to start saying that. How to Train Your Dragon gets a vote. Shanna.
I'm gonna go with How to Train Your Dragon.
Knocking out Chronicles of Narnia with her vote. Casey, finish this up.
We'll vote for Shanna's porno name.
How to Train Your Dragon.
In a sweep, How to Train Your Dragon moves on to the next round. We are down to round 3. We'll be right back right after this break. I don't have an ad. You guys are good?
Yep.
Yep.
I found
All
some
right.
gummy bears.
Oh, Lord.
Just make sure
Gummy
they're the right
bear?
kind.
I was gonna say gummy bears or gummies.
The Star Mix from Haribo.
They're not sugar free, are they? Because that's just
No.
if they're sugar free, don't eat more than 3.
Mm-hmm.
Harbo,
And Freddie,
not a
Ray wanted to
sponsor. Could be.
Did you say Parvo?
Harbo.
Oh,
Harbo.
I thought you said Parvo. I'm like, what?
Hmm?
By the way, Freddie Dre said he's been commenting
I
on the show too.
I don't have him on the thing. He may have to go to YouTube for that. I don't know why it's not going on.
Sure.
So my apologies, Dre. It's not coming through on my little screen. So welcome back for round 3. It looks like I started that one off. So it looks like Shanna starts this one off, and we have. I'm gonna give her this one. We have How the Grinch Stole Christmas versus How to Train Your Dragon.
I think I'm gonna have to go with How to Train Your Dragon, just because, like, there's sequels and stuff, so you get more bang for your buck.
So first it was a porno name, and now you're getting more bang.
For the buck.
Bang! Not a sponsor. Could be. Casey, is it How to Train Your Dragon or How the Grinch Stole Christmas? The instructionals on this particular bracket. That said, you weren't muted the first time.
Dragon.
Dragon gets a vote. I'm gonna give it to Grinch just so it's not a sweep. But How to Train, I put hot. I don't know why. How would you train?
Literally, my fucking Spotify just came on in my headset while I was trying to cast that last fucking vote, and I didn't even
Is that why you
turn it
jumped?
on. Yeah. All of a sudden, I had freaking Wilson Phillips in my ear singing the stupid
Hold on
song.
for one more day.
That exact line too.
How to Train Your Dragon makes it to the final four. Casey starts us off. And we have, let's go, Princess Bride versus Gone with the Wind.
Princess Bride.
We'll be getting a vote. We'll be getting another vote because, again, top 5 movies. Shanna, Princess Bride, Gone with the Wind.
I'm going Princess Bride.
In a sweep, Princess Bride moves on to the final four. I start this one off. Let's go Hunger Games versus Charlotte's Web.
Fuck you, Freddie.
Hey, this is I have a third of the say in this one. There's a whole bunch of mine didn't go on. Like friend and if Aladdin would have won in the first round, it would have faced Charlotte's Web, and Aladdin probably could have won that, which means it would have knocked Charlotte's Web off, which means Hunger Games would have had an easier chance to go on. But no, somebody had to vote for Jumanji.
That would be the Reapers.
I'm gonna go Charlotte's Web on this one. Again, it's a book that I buy multiple copies of. Shanna.
Hunger Games.
Which means it's a tie-breaking decision. By the way, that was the first vote against Charlotte's Web this entire bracket. Casey, tie-breaking decision. Do you want to know who's facing in the next round?
The Princess Bride.
That was a yes or no question, but you are incorrect on that one.
Oh well, sure. Why not?
Either the Hunger Games or Charlotte's Web will be facing How to Train Your Dragon in the final four.
I'm totally going to fuck with Shanna on this one and vote for the Hunger Games.
Hunger Games moves on 2-1 into the final four. Shanna starts this one off. We have The Color Purple versus Goodfellas.
Why does root beer taste like toothpaste?
Why isn't there a root beer flavored toothpaste?
I think there is. I think they just.
I know, but I know there's a cookies and cream flavored toothpaste.
Like next time you drink root beer, like think in your mind what toothpaste tastes like. You're gonna be like, wait a minute. Yeah, take a swig of that.
I'm literally drinking A&W root beer right now. So
You don't think it tastes like toothpaste?
no.
Oh.
I think
No.
your gummies are starting to kick in.
What was
Shanna,
the question again?
is it Color Purple or Goodfellas?
Goodfellas.
Goodfellas gets a vote. Casey.
Color Purple.
Shanna, by the way, that was the first vote against Color Purple.
Mm-hmm.
So twice. I'm gonna go with Color Purple on this one. I think it's a better movie. It just is. I mean, Goodfellas is a good movie, but I think The Color Purple is actually the better movie of the two. And I can see the board, so Color
It
Purple
depends
moves.
on what I'm wanting from a movie. Like, I don't think The Color Purple is a movie that I can just put on for entertainment. Like, I want to go watch The Color Purple. But Goodfellas is. Like, you have to be in a mood to be able to get through The Color Purple. You have to, open yourself up to the experience. Where Goodfellas, you can just sit there and be dumb and watch Goodfellas. So
Speaking speaking of being dumb, is Casey's vote. And we have The Princess Bride versus The Color Purple.
Princess Bride.
We'll be getting a vote. I'm gonna go for Princess Bride as well. Like Shannon was just saying, you have to be in a certain mood to watch Color Purple, and Princess Bride is a movie that you can watch and or put on in the background, and it's still a good movie. So we get my vote. Shanna,
Princess Bride.
in a sweep, there's been one vote against The Princess Bride, and that was
Not me.
To Kill a Mockingbird.
Okay, it might have been me.
Wasn't me. Might have been me.
Princess Bride is in the finals. Casey starts this one off. We have The Hunger Games versus How to Train Your Dragon.
Damn it! This would be the time where we both should just have blown our freaking loads and made Shanna cast the first vote.
Yeah, but now she has to. But now she's going to have to cast her last vote, which is kind of worse.
Yeah, because we could technically fuck with her even more and make her break a tie.
Mm-hmm.
Hunger Games.
I'm not going to do that though because I like Shannon, and this is Shannon. My boss's name's Shannon. I need to talk to her. That's why. Shanna, my apologies, Miss Shambanan.
That's all right.
Anyway, but I'm not. But still, I do like Shanna. She's a drop master when it comes to certain things. So I'm not going to do it to her. I'm going to go with The Hunger Games as well. I do like How to Train Your Dragon, but as far as books and movies go, I actually like The Hunger Games on both accounts. So it'll be getting my vote. Shanna, How to Train Your Dragon or Hunger Games?
My decision would also be The Hunger Games.
So I voted with her as well. So in the finals, it is The Hunger Games versus The Princess Bride. Both of them moved on 3-0 from the last round. But first, we're going to find out third place. Is it The Color Purple or How to Train Your Dragon? I start this one off. I will be going for How to Train Your Dragon on this one. Shanna, third place.
Same.
Casey?
Color Purple.
2-1. How to Train moves on. Kind of the loser's cup, but still works. Shanna will be starting us off. This is the finals. The last time to blow your load. If you haven't blown your load, both of you blew your load in the first round. I am the only one not to do so. And ironically enough, I can't blow my load because I'm going last anyway. So I have been blue balled in this effect. I cannot do anything. Shanna, is it The Hunger Games or The Princess Bride?
The Princess Bride.
We'll be getting Shanna's vote. Casey?
Princess Bride.
It also would have gotten my vote as well. The Princess Bride moves on in a 3-0 sweep in the finals. That is our show this week, guys. Shanna, where can people find you?
I can be found on Crime Rewind every Tuesday, on An Evening at the Movies pretty much every Wednesday, and every month on Literature Reapers. Yeah. Or stay tuned to your nightmares, I guess.
Casey?
Like Shanna said, Literature Reapers drops every first Monday of every month. An Evening at the Movies drops on Wednesdays, with some exceptions. Sometimes we have bonus episodes we drop. So you can follow us on social media and stay updated when those extra bonuses are coming. You can find us wherever you get your podcast listening fix. Also, you can find all of our shows plus the rest of the shows in the I Did Not Make These Rankings podcast network on our website, www.idnmtrpodcastnetwork.com. And I think that's it. If not, I'm probably missing something, but it is what it is.
Oh my
So-
god, I just forgot I had a black cat until I saw one.
I am your host, Freddie Fisher. You can find me at that on Facebook. While you're on Facebook, check out Brackenology. We have 2 different polls going up every single day. Currently, it is movie snacks and discontinued favorite foods and snacks and whatever. And we're actually getting kind of down to the wire on that particular one. So make sure to check that one out. On Twitter, I'm at Fisher777. On we're all at Bracket Pod. And on Instagram, you can find me at Can't Lick Me, not one word. Next week, we are doing Books to Movies 2. It is the second part of this particular thing. So whoever wins that will be facing the Princess Bride in the finals. As a huge Princess Bride fan, you know where my vote's going to go on that. So hopefully we have a full 7 set of people and an extra one, so I might not have to vote against Princess Bride. I will leave you guys with this simple line from the late, great Jerry Springer, and that is this. Take care of yourself and each other. Have a good week, guys.
Movie snacks would also be another good porn name.